titled my American Author Project on Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway has written fiction, nonfiction, and short stories, but he was most famous for his novels. A few of his most famous novels were A Farewell to Arms, The Sun Also Rises, and For Whom the Bell Tolls. A Farewell to Arms, set in Italy in World War I, is a tragic love story. The Sun Also Rises portrays a group of Americans who were disillusioned by the war. A quote from The Sun Also Rises reads, "You can't get away from yourself by moving from one place to another." For Whom the Bell Tolls is about an idealistic American fighting the fascist forces in Spain. Ernest Hemingway was a part of the Jazz Age, which was characterized by a feeling of breaking with traditions and ushering in the new technology of the time. It was also a period of literary creativity. Jazz and dancing rose in popularity in opposition to the lingering shadow of World War I. American modernism was an artistic and cultural movement that emphasized the loss of self and the need for self-definition. After World War I, there was an intensified belief that the assurances once provided by religion, politics, and society no longer sufficed. Modernist writers offered an insight into the psychological wounds and spiritual scars of the war experience. The modernist period also brought changes to the portrayal of gender roles. Hemingway broke with traditions with his creative way of writing. Hemingway's style of writing is simple and clear, using exact descriptions and accurate dialogue. He wrote in such a way that allowed the reader to get a sense of the story without knowing all the details, a method known as the iceberg theory. Hemingway influenced the changing gender roles by creating a character sometimes called the Hemingway hero, who faces violence with courage. He is known for his heroic, adventurous, and manly public persona, and he pursued a masculine ideal in his writing and life. Hemingway also became a member of the Lost Generation, a community of expatriates that included many modernist writers. Modernists shared a belief that literature was vital in the modern world. A few famous members of the group were Hemingway, Gertrude Stein, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and T.S. Eliot. At the start of World War I, Hemingway served on the Italian front, collecting much of the material he would need for his novel For Whom the Bell Tolls. Hemingway's experiences in the war suggest why his writing emphasizes physical and psychological violence and the need for courage. Hemingway has been called the master of dialogue and is known for his effect of imitating the style in which characters would actually talk. In his own words, "I take great pain with my work, pruning and revising with a tireless hand. I have the welfare of my creations very much at heart. I cut them with infinite care and burnish them until they become brilliants. What many another writer would be content to leave in massive proportions, I polish into a tiny gem." Hemingway left behind an impressive body of work and an iconic style that still influences writers today. His personality and constant pursuit of adventure loomed almost as large as his creative talent. Additionally, Hemingway is praised for reinvigorating the short story genre with his crisp style and use of declarative sentences. Ernest Hemingway was a cat person. His cat Snowball was a polydactyl, meaning she had 6 toes due to genetic mutation. Hemingway became obsessed with the rare mutation and ended up with about 50 of them running freely around his property. Polydactyl cats are now sometimes referred to as Hemingway cats.